Welcome back, boys and girls, to another reading lesson. And we're going to continue today with our story, Babu Song. But before we get started, our learning target for today is I can ask and answer questions to demonstrate understanding of a text. I can ask and answer questions to demonstrate understanding of a text. Our vocabulary words for today are exclaimed and collection. Exclaimed, to speak loudly, to utter sharply. Collection, the act or process of collecting. All right, boys and girls, let's continue. As I mentioned before, our story is for today again is Babu's Song. And with your classwork for today, we have Google Slides of the story, and we also have a recording of the story included for you to listen. So you should have gotten a chance to read the story. You listened to the story yesterday, and you should have gotten a chance to, if you want to read the slides, to read the story yesterday. So let's go over again story elements. We have characters, setting, problem, and solution. The characters are the people, animals in the story. The setting is when and where the story takes place. The problem is the conflict or main problem that the characters have. And the solution is how the problem is solved. So our think about questions for today are, what do we know about Babu and Bernardi? And what is Bernardi's motivation for wanting to go to school? So I want you to take a few seconds just to think about these questions, and then we're going to go over them. All right, boys and girls. So a bunch of stuff that we know about Babu and Bernardi. One thing is that we know that Bernardi lived with his grandfather, Babu. They both lived together. We know that they're related. And we know that they didn't have enough money to send Bernardi to school. And that made Bernardi really sad because he loved to learn, but they didn't have enough money for him to go to school. Question 2. What is Bernardi's motivation for wanting to go to school? Bernardi's motivation for wanting to go to school is, on page 165, it said, Bernardi wished he could go to school like the other children. He liked to learn and thought he could be a good student. So his motivation is that he loves to learn and he feels that he could be a good student, and he could also get a chance to play with them as often as he can while at school. All right, boys and girls, let's continue and let's go to our close reading questions for today. Well, we only have one question for today, and our question is, when the woman wanted the music box for collection, why did Bernardi sell it to her? So when the woman wanted the music box for her collection, why did Bernardi sell it to her? So I'm going to give you a minute to go back to the text to look up the answer, and I'll give you a hint. Try to look on page 175, and then we're going to come back and we're going to go over the answer. All right, boys and girls. So if you went back to the text, it would say, when the woman wanted the music box for her collection, Bernardi sold it to her because on page 175 it said, the woman held out a handful of money. Bernardi's eyes widened. it would be more than enough to buy the ball in the store window. So even though he really loved that music box, the amount of money that the lady was willing to give him for it, it was more than enough for him to buy that ball that he was looking at in the store. And that's why he decided to sell the music box. And remember, he really loved soccer, and this was a chance for him to get a chance to play soccer using his own ball. All right, boys and girls. So now you're going to go and you're going to complete your task for this lesson. Please remember to use the recordings of the text and also the Google Slides of the text to answer your questions. Please try to find text-based evidence. Please use parts of the question to answer and also to answer in a complete sentence. Thank you, and we'll meet again.